Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm supposed to announce there is no smoking in this theater, which I think is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. How can anyone sit through a length of a film, and especially a European film, and not have a cigarette? But don't you wish you had one right now? And I'm telling you that smoke anyway. It gives ushers jobs, and if people didn't smoke, there would be no employment for the youth of today. So once again, no smoking in this theater.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Whoever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dori Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D-18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to another edition of Stat Boy Sports Bar. Dori Lou's not with us today right now. She's got a doctor's appointment, so she is, you could say, temporarily on the IR list or day-to-day, if you want to do that in sports terms. But it's just me in the sports bar today right now. Zach should be coming in later on to talk about college football. And we've got producer Jeff over in the corner doing his job, keeping the multiverse of media and madness and malarkey and every other adjective you can think of with the letter M continuing on this wonderful channel, the Casa D-18 Studios, the Jeff Meacham Network, and all across the multiverse. I love it all. Keep an eye on that ticker. Do what it says. If you want to change course of the conversation, super chat, super chat, super chat. It's as simple as that. I will immediately stop what I'm doing, acknowledge you, and I'm being blocked by Trish Stratus, but I can't say anything. Hi, Trish. How you doing? How's it going? I'm getting on both sides there. I look better on her left than my right. Okay.
Yes. But yes, follow the ticker, but follow Trish's instructions as well, please. We need money. There you
Indeed,
go.
indeed we do. We've got plenty to talk about.
Yes.
And let's jump right into it with the world's oldest game, and that is golf. Colin Morikawa, you know that name because he was the player that donated a lot of money to the Hawaiian efforts when they had all those wildfires. For every birdie he made at the St. Jude FedEx Championships, he donated $1,000 and made a lot of money. He broke a 27-month losing streak over in Japan in the Zozo Championship in Chiba. And of course, this is all part of the FedEx Fall Cup. This is like the precursor to the main FedEx Cup that will take place in January. There's your remaining schedule coming up next week in the first week of November. They will come to Los Cabos, Mexico, and then they will hit down into the Caribbean, down into Bermuda, and then come on down to St. Simon's Island, Georgia for their finale. And then it temporarily closes the book on men's golf until January. So this is just like a little bit of a warm-up stuff. And that is a huge trophy there that he is holding on there. That's one of the biggest trophies I've ever seen. But congratulations to him. It's his he actually won this event last year, so he's a two-time Zozo Championship winner. It's his 6th win overall and his first major win in 2023.
Sure.
The ladies, the BMW Ladies Championship went to Min Ji Lee, and she had to go into a playoff to win. This is her 10th total overall championship. This is her 2nd this year over there in Gyeonggi-do, Korea. Sounds like Miyagi-Do almost if you're going to watch Cobra Kai when that comes back later this year. The top 10, Celine Boutier has reclaimed the number 1 spot. Her and Lilia Vu have switched positions. Lilia Vu is now the number 2 ranked player. Run Yin is 3rd. Hyo-Ju Kim is 4th. Jin Young Ko is 5th. Min Jin Lee, who won the Korean championship there, boosted up 7 spots from 13 to 6, knocking Alison Corpus down 1 spot. Ayaka Fiore of Japan is 8th. Charlie Hull of England is 9th. And we have a new player making her debut into the top 10, American Angel Yin. And remember, they're playing for the CFE Crown, which is their version of the FedEx Cup. All righty. Moving on to tennis. American Ben Shelton won the Kinoshita Group Japan Open in Tokyo, and it's his first title overall. Gael Monfils, his name is a little bit familiar. He had a very good matchup against Stefanos Tsitsipas in one of the big recent tournaments, and he just would not go down without a fight. He just kept going and going and going. Unfortunately, he did lose his match, but he won the crowd over in a previous match. He finally got his first win this year in Stockholm, Sweden, in the BNP Paribas Nordic Open. And it's his first this year and his 12th overall. And in the European Open in Antwerp, Belgium, Alexander Bublik, he won his 2nd title this year. It's his 3rd overall.
Nice. Very cool.
And the Pepperstone ATP rankings, they are now a thing. I put this one up here because it gives a little bit of an update on each player. So Novak Djokovic, also known as the Joker, is going for a record-breaking 7th title. He's the number 1 player. Carlos Alcaraz is getting set to compete in the NATPF for the first time. Daniel Medvedev is third. He's chasing his second season finale title. Yannick Sinner is fourth. He's getting ready to come home to play in Turin. Andrei Rublev is pursuing his fourth qualification. Stefanos Tsitsipas, my Greek player, he failed to a player in the Antwerp semifinals. Alexander Zverev played in the Tokyo opener. He didn't get very far, but he is now 7th. He was 10th before, so he did move up 3 spots. Holger Rune lost in Stockholm. Taylor Fritz is 9th, and Casper Ruud has fallen to 10th. Spots 11 through 16, they are just it was just 2 columns because I couldn't chop it off at 10. So Hubert Hurkacz lost in Tokyo. Tommy Paul lost in the Tokyo quarterfinals. Alex de Minaur also lost in the quarterfinals. Ben Shelton is up. He surges after he won. Francis Tiafoe used to be in the top 10, but now he is out, and he's in the top 15. And Karen Khachanov lost in Tokyo as well.
There you go.
There you go.
Lots of women's tennis this week.
Yes, 3 big tournaments for the ladies. And let me lower my screen here a little bit. In the Jasmine Open Monastir in Monastir, Tunisia, Elise Mertens of Belarus got her first win, her 8th title overall. In the Zhangji Open in the Chang, China, Katerina Sinikova, she won her 5th overall title. And we have a newbie in the Transylvania Open in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, blah, blah, blah. Tamara Korpach.
I don't speak blah, blah, blah.
Yes, House of Transylvania. They can play tennis in Transylvania.
It's the second reference to that movie this morning on the Casa alone. There you go. So
she got her first win overall in her young career. The ladies, not much of a change in the top 10. Arina Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, and Coco Gauff, they are still the top 3. Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan moved up 1 spot. Jessica Peluga moved down 1 spot, so they switched. Yeah. Markita Vondrousova of the Czech Republic moved up 2 spaces. Ons Jabeur stayed the same. Karolina Mukova of the Czech Republic moved up. Maria Sakkari moved down 3 spots, and Barbara Krejcikova of the Czech rounds out the top 10.
So she made her top 10 debut then by going up 3 spots from where she was. So
indeed, yes, she did.
I can do the counting thing when I want to.
Yes, you can. Jeff can count, ladies and gentlemen. He does a good job.
Yeah, I did good. You did a good job, Steph boy. Carry on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I did good for Bucky today.
Yes, you did.
Anyway.
The Mobile Forever 400 in Florida. Homestead, Florida took place. We're getting closer and closer to the championship race in the NASCAR. There is your winner, Christopher Bell in the number 20 Toyota. Ryan Blaney took 2nd place in his Ford. Tyler Reddick took 3rd in his Toyota. William Byron in the Chevy number 24 in 4th. AJ Allmendinger took 5th in his Chevrolet. Bubba Wallace took 6th in his Toyota. Ty Gibbs in his Toyota took 7th. Joey Logano 8th in his Ford. Eric Almirola in his Ford took 9th. And our family friend and driver, Austin Dillon, number 3 in his Chevrolet with a top 10 finish. There are your playoff standings. Currently, Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson are 2 of the final 4 that are locked in. They are ready to go. If the race took place, they would be in. William Byron and Ryan Blaney are hot on their heels. The 4 on the bubble are Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Chris Boucher. So coming up this weekend is the Xfinity 500 in Martinsville, and we will have that race. Then the top 4 are locked in, and we go almost to California. We go to Phoenix, Arizona, and we close the book on the NASCAR season 2023. Martin Truex, I think, needs a win. I think that's the only way, because he did so well in the regular season. I would love to see him, bring home that cup. But when you're 17 points down, stage points will not do it. You gotta go for the checkered flag.
So Denny Hamlin still has a chance to be in the playoffs or in the championship race.
He does. Him and
Who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're good. That's right, Hamlin. I still don't like your dumb ass. Anyway, carry on.
I've got nothing more after that. Stone Cold said
good.
enough.
That's right. And that's the bottom line because the producer said so. No. Okay. Yeah. Not a fan of Hamlin. Logano's not even in contention. The fact that he placed top 10 in the race makes me want to puke, but it's all right.
Exactly. The Xfinity Series is also wrapping up soon. The Contender Boats 300 took place with Sam Meyer. Sam Meyer there showing that he is part of the Four Horsemen. No, that's
right.
not what it is. He is showing that he has locked in his spot in the top 4 by winning this race. Riley Hurst took second in his Ford. John Hunter Nemechek, who has been my favorite this season because he's been winning. He's I'll admit it. I'm on the John Hunter Nemechek bandwagon when it comes to the Xfinity Series. He took third. Austin Hill took fourth in the Chevrolet. Now there's a popular name, good old Dale Jr., 5th place, top 5 finish for good old number 88. Daniel Hemrick took 6th in his Chevrolet. Parker Kligerman took 7th in his Chevrolet. Brandon Jones took 8th in his Chevrolet. Sammy Smith and Joe Graff Jr. in their Toyota. So again, Sam Meyer locked in for the championship race in Phoenix with Hunter Nemechek. That's pretty much a lock unless he falls like dead last and everyone just passes him.
I'm jinxing him, now he will. Shit.
I know. Cole Custer with the double lot. He's in 3rd, and Austin Hill is 4th. Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, and Shelton Creed are your bubble drivers. And after next week, they could be gone, and we don't want that. You got to eliminate them somehow, and that's basically that. I mean, it happens.
So Dale Jr., even though he's past his prime, and this week he was a contender.
Yes, he was. Indeed, he was a contender.
In the top 10, by God.
Indeed. And
really
the final
bad
race that took place this weekend was the Baptist Health Cancer Care 200. That's in the Craftsman Series.
Whoop. Mikey's a botching.
Carson Hocevar, he is number 1 because he won the race, and his Grant Effinger took 4th.
You might want to run that back again. The top 4, Mikey. You for a few minutes there, or for a few seconds there.
I was chopping. I'm sorry.
You were choppy, worse than Yamaguchi-san. Anyway, carry on. If you know, you know, kids.
Okay, fine. Carson Hocevar was the number 1 racer. Ben Rhodes was number 2 in his Ford. Corey Heim was number 3 in his Toyota. Grant Effinger, number 4 in his Chevrolet. Bailey Curry in his Chevrolet took 5th. Stuart Friesen in his Toyota took 6th. Matt Crafton, 7th in his Ford. Raja Karuth, 8th in his Chevrolet. Ty Majeski in his Ford took 9th. And Chase Purdy is 10th. And as you can see, the top 4 are there. Corey Heim, Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, and Grant Effinger. They are locked in. They are ready to go. There is no race this weekend for the Craftsman Truck Series. They are headed straight out to Phoenix for their championship race. The winner of those 4, whoever finishes in the top 4 of those 4, they do not have to win the Phoenix race. They just have to finish better than the other 3, and they are named the 2023 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Champion. That's how NASCAR works.
That's how they roll.
That's how they roll.
That's right.
All right. The WNBA is over. We have our 2023 champion, the Las Vegas Aces. On October 18th, they closed out the series with a 1-point win, 70-69 over the New York Liberty.
Nice.
Congratulations to the Aces. They were the odds-on favorite to win. I do believe this is a multi-championship group. And we now close the book on the NBA, or we close the book on the WNBA, and we open the book on NBA basketball.
So for the record,
Go ahead.
If we cannot have a Vegas team win a championship the rest of this season, because the Knights already did, and now the Aces, if the Raiders can hold off, that'd be nice. So the Cowboys can actually have a chance. Not the Raiders are going to get in the Super Bowl, but just Vegas can hold off for a couple more years now. We're okay. Thank you.
Indeed. So these power rankings are based off of what happened in the preseason. These are all preseason events because the regular season, I believe, starts tonight.
Yes.
And the number one team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, went 5-0. They're the number one team so far, followed by the Toronto Raptors, 4-0. Then we have the Suns, the Warriors, the Celtics, and the Rockets. That all clears out column 1. 30 teams in the NBA, 5 columns, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and 1 dead in the middle. If we go by points per game, that will be the determination on how to separate ties. So the Suns had the best at 119.8. The Warriors hit 117.2. The Celtics at 116.6. And the Rockets at 110.8. In column 2, that is the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic at 3-1. The Wizards were at 118, and the Magic was at 107.8. The Spurs, the Jazz, the defending champion Nuggets, and my Milwaukee Bucks, because I'm jumping on their bandwagon because of Giannis. They are all, that rounds out column 2. The final team that was 3-2 was the Hawks. They are right there in the middle in column 3. So the Spurs were at 113.8, the Jazz at 112.8, the Nuggets at 112.2, the Bucks at 108 even, and the Hawks at 107.8. The next 5 teams, the Nets, the Pistons, the 76ers, the Pacers, and the Clippers were all 2-2, with the Nets doing the best at 121.8, then the Pistons at 119, the 76ers at 113.5, the Pacers at 112.5, and the Clippers at 101.3. That they're right in the middle, so it's okay. It's okay to be in the middle. You don't want to be on the right side of the column, especially towards the end of the season, because that's when the red creeps up, and when the red creeps up, you are eliminated. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Memphis Grizzlies each finished 2-3. I do see a botch there with Miami, so I made it. I believe they are 2-3 as well. Oklahoma went 120.4. Memphis went 115.4, and Miami went 111.4. The Lakers all by themselves at 2-4. No need to say what points they were because there's no one there to challenge them in a tie. So they're all by themselves. The Portland Trailblazers, the Knicks, the Cavaliers, the Mavericks, the Hornets, the Pelicans, all 1-3. The Blazers did the best at 114. The Knicks are at 110.5. The Cavaliers are at 109. The Mavericks are at 108. The Hornets are at 104.3, and the Pelicans are just over. They have a fever at 100.3. There you go. They're at a fever. They got a fever.
The only cure is regular season basketball because they suck in preseason.
Yes. And the Kings and the Bulls, bottom of the barrel at 1-4, 109.2 to 108.8. And there's always a guy. There's always a hype guy at the start of every season of almost any sport. In hockey, it's currently Connor Bedard. Baseball is almost over, but we don't know who the guy was. In football, it was Bryce Young because he was the number 1 pick. We have this Frenchman, and his name is Victor Wembanyama.
Yes.
And he stands 7'4".
Jesus.
He's listed at 7'3" on ESPN. Now, okay, a standard basketball hoop, I believe, is 10 feet tall.
Right.
This guy is 7'3", 7'4", depending on where you
He's
measure.
Paul Whiteside for your wrestling fans.
Exactly. Now,
big
Undertaker is 6'10", and a half.
Roughly, yeah.
Shaq was 7'1". Yao Ming was 7'6".
Yes.
There was a player that was actually 7'7". But let's face it, all this guy probably has to do is raise his hand above his head, and now he's probably at the 7'9", 7. He just can just flip the ball into the hoop, you know. And there was in the last preseason game, the Spurs played the Warriors, and they go to do the opening tip-off, and he bent down and he went up against Steph Curry, which mismatch all the way. He bent all the way down. He literally he didn't even have to jump for the jump ball. He just stood up, stuck his hand out, flipped it over, and the game started. Here's the simplest way San Antonio can win the NBA title. Give the ball to this guy.
That's it.
And he just marches through everybody and just
That's
one
it.
right after the other. The other players don't even have to shoot. Just give it to this guy because he's so tall. Nobody can play defense against him. The average height of an NBA player is 6'6".
Yes.
So you unless you've got 8 inches in your shoes, you ain't getting anywhere near this guy.
No. The player that was 7'7" in your findings, do you know who that was?
I didn't write his name down.
I don't know if it's the same person because Jorge Gonzalez at 7'7" became El Gigante when he left the Hawks to join WCW. He then became Giant Gonzalez when he joined the WWF and became part of the streak. God help us. On that note, it's time for commercial.
Exactly. We'll be right back.
We will be right back. Where the hell's my... I didn't have it ready.
The fantasy god has arrived, and he doesn't look too happy.
Trial.
And he muted himself.
No.
He lost his
I heard
microphone.
that out of his end.
What's up, Zach? You all right?
Trial.
Trial? What is that?
Trial and error. Okay. We're gonna bring Zach out and put him back in. Or
Yeah.
Zach, we'll pull yourself out and come on back in. If you can hear us. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with his end of things. But yes, that is the new graphic we're gonna use for the commercial going forward because it just works. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyway, but also as a reminder, I need money. So
Oh my God.
because this SOB needs more than that SOB money wise. So there you go. Please send me money over PayPal. There you go. I lost my job. The hell with him. Okay. And if anybody out there wants to complain about me using Vince McMahon's image to get myself some money,
Shut your bitch ass up.
thank you very much. All right. Anyway,
He's trying to break me. Before we went on the air, he broke me real good. He has all these clips, and I was literally in pain. Okay, he's trying to break me on. He's doing a damn good job of it too. I'll tell you that right now. But still, wow.
I must break you.
You must break me. Yes, the Russian, even Drago.
Yeah, even Drago.
Okay, are you back with us now, Zach? There we
See,
go.
my
Okay.
computer. No. My computer was so mad at you, it didn't even want to play my audio. See?
Why are we mad at why is
did I do
the
now?
computer and you mad at are the computer and you mad at Mikey?
You can't rely on one player to do it all, Mikey.
Thank you.
Well, he's 7'4". You can.
I mean, 7'4" or not. Look what happened in the preseason in the beginning.
I mean, yeah.
It tore the kid apart.
Yes.
So
Yes.
He's new, you know. I mean, these games count now, so maybe he'll play better. We don't know, but I mean, you cannot defend this guy. If you're anywhere between 6'6" and 6'10", you have no chance. He is going to tower over you, look down and laugh at you, then bash your head with the basketball. It's not going to happen. If you're anywhere between 6'10" and that 7-foot range, you might have a shot. We're talking that basketball is a game of inches.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, there's a chance.
They said the same thing about Zion, and he's missed basically most of his career because of injuries from being that big. So,
good point.
If you put a lot of wear and tear on a player that big, then you're going to drain him out.
JJ, to counter your argument, how many championships the Lakers win with just Kobe? One, maybe two. And Kobe didn't have the giant body working against him. His body only worked against him in the end when his knees gave out and went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to defend Kobe during his playing time because, you know, the option to have him pass on the NBA games was deactivated. I'll put it that way. But, you know, yeah, the Lakers did rely on him and it didn't work. So, but right. I gauge, and this is my observation here, that Zach's observation about Mikey's presentation of the preseason NBA stats is very much like my feelings about the Dallas Cowboys up until last week and about the LA Kings now.
I'm trying to maintain my composure, but I can't make no promises.
Just saying.
I love
Just
it.
saying. Just saying.
Just saying.
And then there's college football, which breaks everybody's hearts week to week. But I'll tell you what, if you're a fan of the Conrad Thompson Network, old Double J, not J.D. Williams, Jeff Jarrett, is going to be parading around in a Tennessee home game, decked out in the Crimson Tide after this weekend. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, we saw what happened. I did watch the game. Let's just go over the list here really quick. Let me bring up my list, and I'll go off of that as well. Georgia, of course, did not play this week. They're on their bye, and they're still number one. Let's face it, they're going to be number one until the end of the season unless something happens. Michigan just crushed Michigan State to prove that they're the better Michigan team no matter what, 49-0 in a blank. One of the big games this weekend, the Ohio State defeating Penn State 20-12. I have a feeling we're going to talk about that one. Florida State defeating Duke 38-20. Washington defeating Arizona State 15-7. Oklahoma defeating UCF 31-29. Texas defeating Houston 31-24. Oregon defeating Washington State 38-24. North Carolina defeating Virginia 31-27. The big game out in this area, the Crimson Tide beat Tennessee 34-20. But let's face it, Tennessee was only a first half team in that game.
I was going to say it was 27-0 in the second half.
Exactly.
What the hell, volunteers?
Exactly.
Did y'all volunteer to leave the damn stadium? Jesus.
They gave up. I could not believe it. They just let the Roll Tide literally roll all over them. Oregon State was on their bye week. Ole Miss defeated Auburn 28-21. Utah defeated USC 34-32. Notre Dame was on their bye. LSU defeated the Army. Wow, the Army got beat 62-0. Missouri defeated South Carolina 34-12. Louisville was on their bye week. The Air Force defeated Navy. That makes Pop very upset because he was Navy, 17-6. And the Air Force in the top 25. There's a first. I can't believe I'm saying that this season. Tulane defeating North Texas 35-28. Minnesota upsetting Iowa 20-12. And UCLA defeating Stanford 42-7. Where do we start in the college football world?
Stop at that game on the bottom.
Okay.
Stop on that game on the bottom.
Okay.
Minnesota and Iowa.
Oof.
How inhumanly possible can you end a game like that?
Right.
What the hell? How is there such rule in football as a phantom fair catch? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
It's one of those obscure rules that nobody knows about until they decide to play it. And then somebody who pays attention, ooh, you can't do that. It's in the rules. They don't know until it's playable.
So they could the referees can just magically randomly make up rules as they go, right?
Well, no, they're not making a rule. They are.
Oh no, they made that one up.
They are enforcing a rule that probably exists that nobody has remembered, and that's why it's like, how is this possible? There are so many rules that you never hear of or you don't even know exist until something like this happens, and then you bring in your analyst, and even the analyst who is supposed to all these rules analysts on CBS and Fox and NBC and ESPN, they don't have the rule. They don't have the Holy Bible of rule books with them. They have to do the research just like every one of us does, and they have to look through every little rule until boom, there it is. And they're like, well, when was this rule created? Oh, well, this was created all the way back then. It's just never happened.
I'm of the firm belief, Mikey, that everybody in the NCAA was looking at that rule book and going,
Who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
Anyway.
Yeah, like how humanly possible can you just magically make up along the way that a player called fair catch?
All right.
Yeah, I've never seen a fair catch in the history of college football in my life. I don't even watch college football that often, but I've never seen that in college ball. I do, but to the others, to play devil's advocate, as I have tried to do, I have seen it, and it is a thing in high school football. So maybe they've made it universal across the board, and it just skirted by in college because nobody actually had the opportunity to call one until now. I don't know.
I'm trying to look up
and to address the comments that are going to come in on demand because I'm actually praising Alabama's win. Let me be clear. I'm not praising Alabama's win. I'm not celebrating Tennessee's loss. I'm celebrating the humiliation of Double J Jeff Jarrett on behalf of Noah Foster because that muckerfather decided to hedge his bets on the Volunteers. And, Tennessee decided to volunteer to leave the game in the second half and just let the parking lot thin out early is what happened there. So old Double J is going to be parading around at the Tennessee Alabama game, which is in Tennessee next year, by the way. Decked out in full crimson tide, complete with crimson tide body paint. So there you go.
The rule reads, and I'm reading this directly off of Twitter, a valid signal is a signal given by a player of Team B who has obviously signaled his intention by extending one hand only clearly above his head and waving that hand from side to side of his body more than once. That is the rule. Did that not happen in this game?
No. There was no you can't see me. There was no hi. My hand is here. Stevie Wonder could have saw that there was no fair catch signal.
Wow.
Stevie Wonder was busy calling the second half of the Tennessee game if you talk to the folks in Tennessee. But
So
it was a tough weekend in college football, definitely. It's just, Ohio State won
Tennessee, I'll tell you that for certain.
Yes. The Ohio State won again, though. So.
Well, yeah, of course they won.
As we do. It's all good. I say we actually went there, but
Well, it's your team,
Yeah, I mean,
you like them,
I support them because my papa supports them. If I'm being
I
real.
keep finding the Buckeye fans out here, and I'm walking up to them, and I'm like, D-O-H, and they give me. There's that small. I'm like, are you a Bama fan, or are you a Buckeyes fan? I know.
Love of God, I know.
I will say one thing about that game, Ohio State and Penn State.
Yes, please do.
It had nothing to do with the game. It had to do with College Game Day.
Okay.
CJ Stroud has a really big future as an analyst when he gets out of football.
Yeah.
His takes throughout College Game Day at the end were just amazing.
I would agree.
And you did screw up one thing, Mikey.
What?
North Carolina lost to Virginia. They lost to 1-5 Virginia. Yeah.
It happens.
It was a botch saying that North Carolina won this weekend. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to give them a win, so it happens. Whatever.
They get a win already. They have Kenny Omega being built from there. That's their win.
Kenny Omega, indeed.
There you go. All right. On from college ball. Hey, it's the NHL.
Let's start talking some hockey. The Vegas Golden Knights are still dominating. They are still the number one team. They are still 6-0. And today is a big hockey day. This is one of the biggest hockey days, as all 32 teams are going to play starting tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock on the Pacific side. And each game is staggered. So just before the first period is supposed to end, the next game will start. From now until 11 o'clock tonight, Eastern time, all the teams are going to play. They have a staggered start at 15-minute intervals. But the Knights are going it looks like the Knights are going for a season opening record. The record is 9. They are at 6. They have 12 points. They've been the top spot at number 1 for 2 weeks. Followed behind them are the Colorado Avalanche. They are also undefeated at 5-0. They have scored 21 goals. They moved up 1 spot from last week. The Boston Bruins are the third team. They are also 5-0. They have 16 goals. They are in the third place. They have moved up 1 spot.
Fuck Boston this week. Anyway, carry on. You're good. Okay.
The Detroit Red Wings also have 10 points, but they are at 5-1. They moved up 3 spots. The Dallas Stars have 7 points, 3 wins, no losses in regulation, and 1 overtime loss or shootout loss. They have 12 goals. They jumped from column 3 all the way into column 1. The Flyers are behind them at 3-1-1. They also have 7 points. They had a huge jump, leaping over column 2 and moving into column 1. They have 16 goals over the Montreal Canadiens, who are also 3-1-1, but they have given up more goals, 16-13 over 16-16. And the Ottawa Senators round out column 1 at 6 points at 3-2 and 21 goals, and they have stayed put in for their second week. Going over to column 2, the Canucks lead that column at 6 points. They are 3-2. They have scored 20 goals. They dropped out of column 1 and moved to column 2. The Maple Leafs are right behind them. They have 19 goals. They dropped 5 spots. The Rangers have given up 12 goals as opposed to the Blue Jackets at 16. The Blue Jackets jumped from column 4 to column 2. The Coyotes are at 3-2 as well. They have 13 goals. They jumped 9 spots. The Hurricanes are 3-3. The Predators are 3-3. And the Lightning are 2-2-2, and that rounds out the left. We move to the right. The Devils lead the top of that column at 5 points, 15 goals, 2-1-1, followed by the Islanders and the Blues and the LA Kings. 21 goals, not a bad start. They just got to get some wins over there and move over one side. And right below them are the Minnesota Wild at 2-2-1 and 18 goals. The Flames are at 2-3-1. The Penguins are at 4 points, along with the Winnipeg Jets, and that rounds out column 3. Column 4 starts off with the Panthers. They have 14 goals. The Buffalo Sabres have 12 goals. The Blackhawks, they had a great start for their home opener. Connor Bedard, the youngster, with a great shot on the power play, almost dead center, almost one-on-one against the goalie. It was one of those beautiful shots. He comes out, he scores the first goal. The United Center erupts. Then they went downhill and lost. Another thing I noticed, ESPN and NHL list Connor Bedard as a center, but when they introduced him at the United Center, they said he was a forward. I'm thinking, what's going on here? What's his position? Is he center or is he forward? Get your stories straight. Who knows with that? The Capitals are at 3 points at 1-2-1. The Oilers are right behind them. I do not have their goals listed. I should have put that down, but no need to, because the Capitals are 1-2-1. The Oilers are 1-3-1. The Kraken are 1-4-1, which is better than being 2 points where the Ducks are at 1-4 for 2 weeks straight. And the Sharks have only got 1 point. I said,
with no wins. They got their point because they happened to get one freaking game into overtime or shootout. Stupid NorCal piece of shit. Anyway, you love to see that the only 2 Pacific Division teams above us Kings, I'm saying us, me, Kings, is the number one team in the league, who, by the way, they do have the record already for the best start after a Stanley Cup win at 6 wins.
Right, but they want to go for the
yes.
overall.
No. I understand that, but I don't want to give them too many records so we can help it. Thank you very much. Vancouver's also above the Kings in the Pacific Division, and they're at the top of column 2. Dori's team's below us, and the rest of the Pacific Division is below us too, including the Ducks and the Sharks at the very bottom, where they belong for all time. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. On to a sport that's broken everybody's heart, except yesterday.
We have one team.
I heard you earlier say Houston beat Texas. Well, I thought, were we talking about baseball already? But now we are. Oh, I'm sorry. Texas beat Houston. I'm sorry. Texas beat Houston. Sorry.
Indeed. So one half of the World Series is set as the Rangers knocked out the Astros 11-4. We were watching Monday Night Football last night, keeping an eye on this game because I had to get the graphics done.
Yes.
And so with 2 minutes left after what happened in Monday Night Football, we switched over. We got the 9th inning. And there it is right there. Your Texas Rangers are 1/2, and they are going to their first World Series, I believe. They have not won the World Series yet. They've won 3 pennants, but they have not yet won the World Series. So this would be great for them. Tonight at Game 7 between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, that takes place at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern, 5 on the Pacific side.
Go Phillies.
I think I want to see the Diamondbacks.
Nope, because they beat the Dodgers. Fuck them.
Nothing. No, absolutely not. Nothing good comes from Philadelphia except for Rocky. So,
and Philly cheesesteaks.
And ECW. But
and yeah. Oh, see. Yeah. Let's not.
All of a sudden, yeah.
City,
okay. Well, I think we can all agree in this room, on behalf of at least me, to the Houston Astros and their fans.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you very much.
He put that up there, not me. That's not me. That's him. He said that.
I said me.
Mikey.
I said me.
I'm probably going to get fired.
For what?
I'm going to get fired.
No, you won't.
Okay, fair enough. Unfortunately, towards the end of the series, from a business standpoint, where I'm working currently, from a business standpoint, I started rooting for the Trastros.
You're fired. Get out.
No.
Block him.
He's not his own boss. Keep that in mind. Just.
That's just from a business standpoint. From a personal standpoint, bitch.
They a bunch of cheaters like that or Belichick, who we're going to talk about later. So,
yeah.
We've had Brady bashing, and now we have Belichick bashing. Coming soon.
Hey, no, you know what though? Billy Boy won this weekend, so whatever.
Yeah, did, so
I mean, still fuck him, but anyway.
And yes, I did say that because we were watching, and we're like, oh, it's someone. It's like it's over. It's like, no, it's not over. Renegade has taught me this in many conversations. He's like, the game is not over until the game is over. There is still a chance. It is not. And then Dori Lou said this too. She's like, it may not be possible, but it is probable. Therefore, it can happen. Next thing you know, the Astros hit a home run and make it 11-4. And I'm like, the jinx curse is coming into play. So yes, that did happen in the chats last night. So I'm going to acknowledge that briefly. But yes.
No, I was
okay, fine. So, I mean, I wasn't seriously going to do it. I wasn't going to do the end part of the conversation. It was mostly a joke. But I mean, let's face it. How many times are you watching an event and you say, or even in wrestling or in anything, and you think something is going to happen, and your friends are saying, don't say it. You're going to jinx it. And before you know it, it comes true. It's like, oh, they're gonna score. They're gonna come back. Look what happened to the Vikings last year when they were down by 30 points and they ended up winning the game. How many fans actually thought, the Vikings are going to come back? Not very many. I didn't. I surely didn't. I thought it was game over. Next thing you know, they rally enough and get all these points and they come back and win. The same thing could have happened last night, and we would have been ticked off to the point where we don't want to do this show anymore because the Astros would have been going to the World Series.
That's right.
But it didn't happen.
What?
I got a good one for you. So we're not allowed to say the things that we want to say. Is that what you're saying? That we believe that are going to happen?
No. I'm not. No, freedom of speech rules no matter what.
Okay, because I'm going to say this. I feel like at the end of this season, both seasons, I don't think we're going to see Bill Belichick or Nick Saban in football. No. So how about jinxing that?
But see, the likelihood of that now happening, because you said that, that's the point, You're like, you go to a NASCAR race. There's not going to be a crash. Then you get Carmageddon,
I don't like that.
Thank you, Trish. We'll be right back with the meat and potatoes football.
No.
Yeah. I would fire JJ, but it's his channel for that comment. I mean,
wow.
No, Jay, that's a bad Jay.
Their legacy has been tarnished, even though they did win the World Series after the scandal. But that's it. Nobody wants to see them win anymore.
I could be wrong, and I don't remember the conversation he and I had all that time ago. I think JJ's more against the Raider Nation, the crazies that do the black and silver all over, is my remembrance of the situation. If you're hating on the Raiders, more than you're hating on the Astros as a team, we're gonna have an interesting dads next week, or whenever we converse on air again. Because damn, bunch of cheating asses. All right, where are we at here? Oh, that's right.
We're at the meat and potatoes of Stat Boy Sports Bar. Why we come to the sports bar every week during this time period, and it's good old NFL football, where they don't use their feet all the time. We start out week 7 with the
Stop with that. The first, start with Thursday night. Come on, let's start with Thursday night.
That we are starting with Thursday night because it happens.
I know.
Okay, put it up there. Let's see it. Let's see what happens.
I'm a trying. Zach interrupted me the process, and I got scared he was going to go on a rant. I had to put the banner up. So just give me a minute.
Oh, I am.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
He probably will. The Jaguars beat the Saints 31-20.
Oh boy.
Trevor Lawrence went 20 of 29 for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He rushed 8 times for 59 yards. And Derek Carr went 33 of 55 for 301 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He rushed 3 times for 14 yards. Good start again for the Jaguars after coming back from overseas. They're doing quite well. As far as that, did you have something to say about that matchup, Zach?
In fantasy football, thank God for Trevor Lawrence that game. That was great. Let me just ask a question. If you have a player that inside of the red zone is a demon threat, that every time basically 97% of the time you've thrown the ball to him in his entire career in the red zone, he's dominated over everyone. Wouldn't you throw that player the ball?
Makes sense.
Why the fuck do we have Jimmy Graham if we're not going to throw him the ball at all? Why? Why do we consistently baby? It's our whole organization is horrible. Yes, our owner is amazing, but she doesn't know football. Her husband knew football. And our GM, he's not going to get fired. He has job stability for the rest of his life because he's screwing the owner's daughter.
Whoa.
Which causes the rest of our organization to be trash. Head coach, terrible. Offensive coordinator, worse than the league. And yes, that's worse than Matt Canada. I mean, I'm sick of it.
I can tell.
I'm sick of being a fan. And I'm sick of people trashing Derek Carr. Honey, no. If Derek Carr had the protection and the right calls, we could be sitting here 7-0 right now. Because that's how much talent is on this team.
Very
Not
true.
to mention, not to our player. You know how mad our players are right now with the organization, with the staff. My star wide receiver got arrested last night.
Great.
For reckless driving. That's what they called it, but it was kind of ish. They call it speeding reckless driving now. Okay.
Oh boy.
He was
Next game, please, on this short week.
35.
Yes. Oh shit! Hang on.
No, we can talk about that one.
No. I mean, as far as the size of the screen, that was my bad.
All right. Baltimore crushed Detroit 38-6. Jared Goff went 33 of 53 for 284 yards, no touchdowns, and one interception. Lamar Jackson went 21 of 27 for 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He rushed 9 times for 36 yards and got a rushing touchdown out of it. Again, don't worry, Detroit. It's just one loss. It's okay. So they only put up 6 points. It's not the end of the world. Don't panic yet. You're still a top team. It's all right.
5-2 for Christ's sakes. Relax.
Exactly. I don't know what was said on all the other topics this morning. Usually first thing Tuesday morning, I put on ESPN and I watch a little bit of Pat McAfee and a little bit of First Take to see what they were saying. So I don't know what was being said about that.
Got it.
All right, next up, the Raiders and the Bears. The Bears win 30-12, and Brian Hoyer went 17 of 32 for 129 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Aiden O'Connell went 10 of 13 for only 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and didn't even rush the ball. The Bears with an odd win over the Raiders, and they were doing so good last week too.
It was a game that featured 3 backup quarterbacks.
All right.
Indeed.
And this is the first little stat boy.
Thank
This
you.
is the first time in NFL history that a Division II quarterback has won a game in the NFL as a starter. So shout out to you, Tyler. And that is hashtag StatBoy approved.
Indeed it is. Next up, the Browns just edged out the Colts. Where are you, Mansfield, to gloat on this one? 39-38. P.J. Walker went 15 of 32 for 178 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. He rushed 3 times for only 3 yards. Deshaun Watson only went 1 of 5. 1 of 5? Really? You didn't really play that? Because Gardner Minshew came in. That's why.
Yeah.
15 of 23 for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, rushed 3 times, got 2 touchdowns off of that, and 29 yards. By 1 point, the Browns take out the Colts and improve to 4-2.
PJ Walker took over for Deshaun because
PJ.
Deshaun got hit, and they got scared that something would be wrong with their fragile massage artist, so they took him out.
Yeah, so he got rocked. Anyway.
Bill Belichick is out of his slump temporarily as the Patriots beat the Bills 29-25. And Josh Allen went 27 of 41 for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He rushed 7 times for 17 yards and got a touchdown off of that. Mac Jones went 25 of 30 for 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, rushed 3 times for 11 yards. Okay, it's 1 win. He needs to at least win 2 more to at least get off our radar for a little bit.
Fuck him anyway. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit they went out. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But, as sports fans, we don't want to. We hate the bastard, but we gotta. No, fuck that. No, I was gonna give him shout out for his accomplishment, but no, fuck it. No, move on.
Because here's the deal: they won, and the Bruins beat the Kings the day before. So, with all respect to friends and family I have in Boston, fuck y'all. At least this last weekend. And you beat the Ducks too. So thanks a lot, Anaheim, you lousy fucking city. Anyway, next.
Okay. The Giants beat the Commanders 14-7. Sam Howell went 22 of 42 for 249 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, rushed twice for 15 yards. Tyrod Taylor, 18 of 29, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I don't believe he was picked off. Or he did rush 8 times for 25 yards. Giants got to win. They need it, really, because they're in the bottom there. They need to work their way back up, too.
As a Cowboys fan, we want this to be a stadium implosion game. So, no. Down with the Meadowlands. Bye. Down it goes.
Couple ammo. Next up.
It helped that it made your lead in the division bigger.
I mean, that's fair. Still like it with team.
The Falcons ended up beating the Buccaneers 16-13. Desmond Ridder went 19 of 25 for 250 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, rushed 6 times for 38 yards and got a touchdown off of that. Baker Mayfield went 27 of 41 for 275 yards, 1 touchdown, picked off once, rushed 3 times for 32 yards. Falcons are actually surprisingly doing quite well so far at this point in the season.
Even though they have the worst quarterback in the league?
Yep. I'll prove that. I'll say that. Yes, absolutely. It's a surprise. The Steelers beat the Rams, and I don't have those numbers.
Steelers beat the Rams 24-17. Move on to 4-2 on the season. Nice.
I guess I did not get those numbers in. I do apologize for that, but that's okay.
We'll talk about it tomorrow, I'm sure, because an LA team lost to the Steelers, so I'm going to be outnumbered tomorrow. So it's all right.
The one thing I will say about this game is Puka Nacua is God.
There you go.
He's God.
Yes.
Indeed, he is. He's quite well. He's one of those surprise fantasy players. That's why you have him on your team.
There you go.
Which I need to work on, by the way. But I'm doing a lot of catching up in the fantasy world, but we'll touch on that in a bit. Next.
Which you're allowed to do on your time, not what the chat room is trying to dictate for you. And if you want to dictate, super chat, Mucker Feather. Simple as that.
Thank you. Moving on.
Thank you. You're welcome. The next game's up. Go. There it is.
I just deer in headlights. Sorry about that. Do I have the numbers?
Cardinals and Seahawks, Mikey.
I don't have the numbers. Oh, yeah, but there they are. All right. Josh Dobbs went 19 of 33 for 146 yards, no touchdowns, picked off once, rushed 7 times for 43 yards and got a rushing touchdown on that. Geno Smith went 18 of 24 for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 rushes, only for 10 yards as the Seahawks knocked the Cardinals further down into the depths. If you're playing Tears of the Kingdom, they're knocking them into the depths, and they're not coming up to Hyrule Field anytime soon.
Again, Arizona baseball can lose, and the Cardinals can just go right along with them into the loser side of the city. Anyway, or state, whatever.
Kyler Murray comes back next week.
Oh, there you go. Well,
but
you're kidding, right? It's about damn time.
No. Here's the major problem. Kyler Murray comes back next week, the exact week the new Call of Duty comes out. So, oh no.
I'll take care of that.
Well, let's see. Play Call of Duty or watch Kyler Murray play. I'd rather play Call of Duty.
Right. There you go.
Kyler Murray's probably going to play Call of Duty and not play Madden or real football.
Indeed. All right. The Packers and the Broncos. The Broncos beat the Packers 19-17. Jordan Love went 21 of 31 for 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He rushed 3 times for 21 yards. Russell Wilson went 20 of 29 for 194 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, rushed once for 21 yards. And Green Bay and that's a battle of low teams as well.
Hey, I'll tell you what though.
Broncos are 2-5.
Greg's team won. Maddie's team won. Josh, if he's on, the Browns won. Mm-hmm. Cowboys had the bye week. It's going to be a very pleasant football part of the show tomorrow for our Halloween episode of the Greg Cherry Show.
And Notre Dame was on bye week, so.
And Notre Dame was on bye week, so there wasn't a chance of Greg getting pissed off at those assholes. So there you go. It was all good. It was all good. It's time for the Tay-Tay Show.
Oh, fuck my life.
Justin Herbert went 17 of 30 for 259 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, rushed twice for 5 yards. Patrick with a week leading 32 of 42, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, ran 4 times. And let's all thank Taylor Swift. Why not? Let's thank her for everything that the Chiefs are doing. It's not Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. It's not Travis Kelce running towards his girlfriend. It's not Andy Reid doing chicken nugget commercials. Let's all thank the goddess that is Taylor Swift. I said it. Stat Boy approved.
What is the name of this?
Mikey, why you gotta be so mean?
I don't know.
Why you gotta be so mean?
I don't know, man. How many times was she shown on screen? Did anybody keep count this week?
I was going to ask what the Tay-Tay count was this week. I was curious.
I didn't pay attention to this game because I think Zach in the chat was like, "Oh, there she is again. She's showing up.
There she goes again on our NFL screens. There she."
Doesn't she have a record to produce or a tour to go on? I mean,
she's LA based. She was off on Sunday.
Wait, musicians get a day off? No way. Are you kidding me? I thought all they do is promote and sing.
When you make the kind of money she's making, you can take as many days off as you want.
Promote? What are you talking about, Mikey? What do you think her being on TV 29 times is doing? Promotion,
getting ratings for whatever company is showing the game.
Promotion, and this is not the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, it's the Kansas City Swifties.
And hey, there is a new handshake that the entire world must learn by next Sunday now.
What is Swiftie?
Just saying. Shit.
Who was announced as the halftime show this year for the Super Bowl? Do we remember?
Usher.
Who?
Usher.
Okay.
Taylor.
How would it have looked? Let me throw this in there. How would it have looked if they put Taylor there and the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl? Yes. Zach?
Then she'd be decked out in Chiefs red and gold. Okay.
Go ahead, Zach.
They offered her the freaking Super Bowl, but she said no one should get a chance to see her perform for free. Well, what the hell do you call yourself doing right now?
She's cheering on the man she loves. You guys are just shameful, hating on young love as you are. Why do you gotta be so mean?
Whoa. Flag on the play. Hold on, timeout. I'm not hating on young love because neither one has admitted that they know each other. Not one of them have said, Travis has not said, yes, Taylor is my girlfriend. Taylor has not said that Travis is my boyfriend. So how about that?
Okay, I'm putting you in timeout, Mikey. I'm putting you in timeout. She had the Kelsey bracelet on last night.
That means nothing.
He got it for her.
She has to come out and say it. She has to say, yes, we are dating. Yes, he is my boyfriend. That is how you acknowledge it.
Time out. Okay. All right. No. All right, hang on. No, flag on the play. Stop it. Mikey?
Yes.
Just hear me out here.
Okay.
Okay. She has to. Who the fuck put you in charge of this with? Who put you in charge of Travis Kelce for that matter? You were not the boss of them. If you were the boss of them, we wouldn't have to do this goddamn show because you'd be fucking rolling in money right now. Same.
Money? Yeah, right.
Can you roll in money? Are you ribbing? Of course you can roll in money. Yeah. And plus, y'all are just feeding the chat room. Thank you, JJ, when you crack on Taylor. That's,
I don't hate on her. I do not dislike her in any way, shape, or form. I really do not. I just don't see the point of her being shown on television during a football game. You do crowd shots. I get it. But those are random crowd shots. But as soon as somebody of importance is there, ooh, the camera's there, click, and all that stuff. That's the small problem I have with all this.
She is happy that her boyfriend's team is doing so well. They are 6-1. They've only lost one game this year. Wouldn't you, if your girlfriend or your roommate or your whoever was out there playing in the WNBA or the LFL or whatever the hell, wouldn't you be proud of them enough where you'd want to attend the game and be part of the presentation? And wouldn't you be tickled if it showed you on camera enough, showing that love and support? Shameful, Michael. Shameful. But I agree with Jerry. Let's move on.
I don't have to.
I have to listen to my pop, and when pop says move on, we move on.
Y'all in the chat room just understand that we're having good fun and just they get so chapped about Taylor. I just keep it going. So,
this game is gonna make
the Eagles beat the Dolphins 31-17, 2 a time, 23 of 32 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He rushed once but lost 3 yards. Renegade, we're moving on. Let it go.
Keep reading the numbers. Ignore the chat room. He didn't super chat. Don't divert.
Jalen Hurts went 23 of 31, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, rushed 11 times for only 21 yards as the Eagles continue their dominant ways, being 6.
Okay. Sorry. I'm all right. I'm
good. All right there, Jeff?
Monday night game. Hey, Dory's happy. Monday night game. Whoa,
yes, Dory was very happy last night at the Monday night game when the Vikings skull put a hurt on the San Francisco 49ers as Brock Purdy went 21
There you go.
2 yards, 1 touchdown, picked off twice, sacked once for the 12 yards. Kirk Cousins was amazing at 35 and 45 for 378 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And there was a stat where he is now the 5th player in NFL history to have 50 games of over 300 yards. So he got that done. And congratulations to him. I did write it down. I just lost my page somewhere. I truly did write down a stat that 50 games of over 300 yards in 12 seasons of play. So he accomplished that. Another accomplishment for Kirk Cousins. The Vikings did have a chance to come back at the 2-minute warning. Unfortunately, that's what caused the game to end because of the late interception. They could have done it too. I had a very strong feeling that San Francisco was going to pull it off, but it didn't, and the Vikings win and get a much-needed win.
Yeah, give my damn running back the ball.
Yeah, we saw what your running back was and was not doing. We saw that as well. 15 carries for only 45 yards. He still got a touchdown out of it, though. But his longest run was only nine yards.
Hey, that's 2 touchdowns to you, mister.
He only got 1. And he was the only rushing touchdown in the entire game.
He had a rushing and a receiving touchdown. Get it right.
Oh, yeah,
Don't get it twisted.
All right. I apologize.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
back to the
hashtag fat boy approved.
There you go.
The Panthers, the Texans, the Cowboys all were on byes.
I'm not sure why that's on there twice. There should have been 3 more teams. That's a botch on my part. I apologize.
Oh, okay, you're forgiven.
There were actually 6 teams on bye this week. So
on bye in week 7, which is also going to make fantasy this week a disaster because there were a lot of replacements and a lot of trades going on. So that is why it's taking longer to get all this stuff out. But I will get it done. Don't worry, and it will be done privately like it always is.
So before you move on, before you go into this, I do want to address the chat room because he's right. He is the channel owner. I do want to address it, but I will be more than happy to answer as the director, producer, whatever. So the comment I asked you to ignore was, so no sport should ever show celebrity of the crowd ever again. Are you just mad because it's Tay-Tay? And then he followed up after I attempted to stifle him. So Dwayne from Miami, Dwayne Johnson, of course, The Rock, shows up at Miami Dolphins or Heat game. They shouldn't show him on TV. I believe the point the gentlemen above me are trying to make is they're showing Taylor incessantly throughout the Chiefs broadcast. If they show The Rock, they show Dwayne, whatever you want to call him this week, at a Miami-based game or a Hollywood-based game, if he ever goes back to work, if these SAG talks ever fucking resolve, show him once. Show him twice. Like, celebrating, but not every single time the Chiefs score, every single time Kelsey does something good or, whatever. So that is the point. And I believe that it was not made in a valid and succinct way because the two of them got riled up about Tay-Tay's appearances and they were allowed to be bear poked by the chat room and yours truly.
Jeff Meacham can understand me better than I can. He is fluent in Micanese. And
but JJ's right. He should have said no to that damn rant. There you go.
So what does this all mean at the end of week 7? It means that the Eagles are the number 1 team as they boosted up 3 spots at 6-1 for 186 points. The Chiefs also boosted up. They are the number 2 team. They're at 178. The Dolphins have the most points overall. So if the Dolphins win their next game, more than likely, depending on all the other points, they can easily regain the number 1 spot. Right now, they are the number 3 team because they have dropped 2. The 49ers, with their loss last night, didn't really hurt them that much. They are still in the top 5, along with the Lions. They lost as well. They're still in the top 5. Again, no need to worry about the Lions yet. If they cross over into column 2, then I would start worrying a little bit. One loss might not do it. If they lose the next 2, they might cross over. We don't want that. Jacksonville is 1 point behind Detroit at 173. The Ravens are 2 points behind them at 171. And the Cowboys just stayed put, dropping only 1 spot to round out column 1. The Seahawks start off column 2 at 4-2 and 144 points. The Browns are below them at 134. The Steelers are at 103. Then the teams that are just above 500, the Bills and the Falcons. The Bills dropped 6 and the Falcons raised 9, so they jumped over from column 3 to column 2. The teams that are now at 500 are the Texans, the Jets, and the Bucks and the Bengals. So they round out column 2 going into column 3. And then everybody else is below 500. The Colts, the Rams, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Saints, the Raiders, all at 3 and 4. The Vikings did jump over to the third column. They're trying to work their way into the left. Maybe a couple more wins, and that should happen, I think, depending on their schedule. Chargers round out column 3 at 2 and 4. And then the far right, again, the Packers are still there, 2 and 4 and 130. They need to be higher. I don't know what's happening in Green Bay. Tennessee, same as they're at 104 points. They stayed put for the same for 2 weeks in a row. The Bears are at 1 and 5 at 158. Broncos at 148. They stayed put 2 weeks in a row. Patriots with the win, bumped them only up 2 spots. They're really going to have to pick it up if they really want to move out of the right side. Giants at 1 and 5 at 85. Arizona at 1-6. And Carolina all by themselves, not yet winless.
Yeah, Carolina all alone.
not yet having a win. 4 weeks at the bottom of the barrel for the past month. They really need to get something going. I mean, even a win right now, depending on the points between Carolina and Arizona. I mean, Arizona's going to play if they're not on their bye week. Even a win right now is not going to help them. I mean, they are just tanked, and that's just what's really, really sad about the whole thing. And the Pick'em contest with the short week, Raymond won the week at 8 out of 12. Pop and Nathan right behind them at 7. Emmanuel at 6. And then a tie between Dori Lou, Tammy, Zach, and JP at 5. Brandon, Daniel, and Jeff at 4. And Renegade only gets 3. JP has the overall lead at 65. He actually left a message in the chat room saying he wasn't going to be in first place. He still is. Brandon, Daniel, and Raymond in second place at 63. Dori Lou at 61. Nathan at 60. Tammy and Emmanuel at 58. Pop and Jeff at 55. Renegade at 53. Zach at 49. Again, fantasy stuff, still working on it. It'll be done privately. I'll get it as soon as we go off air and I have lunch. That's what I'm going to be working on while trying to keep an eye on hockey. So that's all I've got in the week of fantasy stuff.
You just want them to continue acknowledging me?
We're acknowledging Trish. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Here's coming up next Tuesday. I hate this goddamn computer of mine. I'm sorry for botching your video, JJ. That is all coming up. I had it all queued up. I was going to have the graphic ready to be on screen when we came back from the brief commercial for tonight's show. But of course, because my computer's such a piece of shit Chromebook, I didn't have it ready because I botched the damn video. So give me 1 second. All right, let's try this again. It's one of those days. It's what I get for cracking on JJ for trying to acknowledge the Tay-Tay stuff. That's my bad. All right. Tonight, immediately, well, not immediately because we're not going that damn long. God help us. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Night 1 of our coverage of Halloween Havoc across the Multiverse of Media here on the Jeff Meacham Network. We will have your our WWE NXT team, Noah Foster, JJ Williams on the call for Halloween Havoc. That's coming up again tonight. Tomorrow, of course, the Halloween edition of the Greg Cherry Show featuring myself and Matty Laws joining Greg. I don't know if we're doing costumes. I've been told it's a Halloween edition, so I'm thinking we're going to be in costume. And if not, then I'll be the only one looking like an idiot, and I'm okay with that. For the record, I'm not above self-appreciation. Thursday, talk wrestling across 4 of our channels on the Multiverse. That'll be Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Yes, We are at 7 o'clock again, Eastern, 4 p.m. this Pacific this week. Just worked out that way. Then coming up on Saturday, we'll be back with our Halloween special open mic night. And whether we do full-on costumes or we just get on our Halloween t-shirt best, will be up to the man who runs the Casa. That'll be coming up on Saturday. Please, everybody, if you have not yet checked out For Love of Wrestling on the Casa D-18 Studios, heavily encourage you to check that out. Of course, this morning's show was a recap of last night's Raw, and probably the best screen cap JJ's gotten yet, because, damn it, Rhea giving anything that's not looking like that, I'm here for it. Mommy's always on top, and on this channel, absolutely. So check it out again over at the Casa. Next Tuesday, after his recap of Monday Night Raw, will be our Halloweened out everything, because we will be having the ultimate ranking of the genre-defining Halloween movie series on the Dad's Not Always on Wrestling bonus episode for the month, coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, followed by the Halloween episode, possibly, in Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Lou, Mikey. Are we
we'll
doing a Halloween theme next week?
We'll be. I don't know if we'll be in costumes. My costume that I really want to wear is locked away in storage in California. So
we can't get that there in a week, but we'll see.
We can't unless I find a miracle costume.
There you go.
Right here at 4 o'clock.
We will continue. Well, actually, it'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, because we're going to be having again our coverage of Halloween Havoc Night 2 next Tuesday night, Halloween night, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, followed by my dumb ass, because I can't get on the other night that next week, coming up next Tuesday with Talk Wrestling, immediately following Halloween Havoc. Check out my social medias. Check out the merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network across the multiverse. You've got Jeff Meacham on YouTube, Jeff Meacham Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twix at _Jeff Meacham, and Teespring, whatever you want to call it, and Pro Wrestling Tees at Jeff Meacham Network. The owner, if you will, of the Casa D-18 Studios, the presenting party of the Stat Boy Sports Bar show each and every week, as well as all the things we do on the Casa. Check him out at the Renegade JJ Williams on Instagram, at Casa D-18 Studios if you're not already doing that on YouTube, and on the Twitter, Twix, whatever you want to call it, at RLW JJ Williams. Mr. Zach.
Follow me on Twix at Fluffy Madden God and Instagram at DJ My King Official. But just parental discretion is advised.
But completely fucking ignored. As DX used to say. Mikey, you and Dori, my friend.
Follow us on social media. There's Dori Lou and my Facebook profiles. You can tweet us at HathawayLou and LBStatKid1977. Follow us on IG at Dori Lou and StatBoy13. Use the hashtag StatBoyApproved. Drop us a line. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Be respectful about it, though, please. I mean, let's not, we have very busy lives. We do a lot with everything. We work. We watch sports. We do the show. Just keep it. Just if we don't answer, it means we are busy, and we will get to you. That's all I can say on that.
Okay, well, that's all I'm going to have you say.
Exactly.
We are currently in the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media in search of on-site contributors, much like our buddy Attila, who will be attending Full Gear coming up on November 18th, live at the Fabulous Farm. We are looking for people that are going to Turning Point. If you're going to be in Saudi Arabia, which I doubt, but I don't know if we have people watching in Saudi. So if we do, if you're going to be in Saudi Arabia, if you're going to be at the Ford Center for SmackDown on the 17th, if you're going to be at the Forum for Collision and Rampage on the 17th of November, if you're going to be in Chicago for Thanksgiving Eve Dynamite or Survivor Series, if you're going to be in the area for Final Battle or for NXT Deadline, please get in touch with us. Myself, again, at the links previously mentioned at Jeff Meacham Network, and let us know. We would love to bring you on to our wrap-up shows for those events and get your firsthand perspective on the goings-on across the multiverse. I also am going to do a shameless plug for my damn self, because I need the money, quite frankly, because, as you know, Disney has decided I'm not going to be there anymore. So, if you are in need of a virtual Santa visit to to keep an eye on your kids, make sure they're being nice instead of naughty, or if you prefer them on the naughty list, I can do that too. It's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do, you let me know. I'm a flexible jolly old elf. So not in that way, because that'd be kind of wrong on video. But I mean, whatever you're into, it just depends how much money you got. Anyway, check me out. Hit me up. Let me know what you guys would like out of Santa Claus. Also, as I stated previously, for the love of God, direct donate. I need the money, man. And I definitely need it more than this asshole. Like, by a lot. So please send your money my way. Send your money to me, Jeff Meacham. All right. So, Raymond, you are the weakest link. Let me see if I can get the comments, because I done told you. I can you on both. Strip club clause will be a discussion point, Zach. Don't worry. And you are out of here. There he goes, because he can't fucking listen.
No, I didn't talk about it because I forgot about it, because I did want to talk about it, but it's
Mikey, you're addressing it. You're making it worse.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway, so yes, get a hold of Santa Claus if you can. If you can't, I can get you on the list. Either way, it's good.
Anyway, we actually finished a little bit early this week, and that's good. So we'll be back next week on the Halloween episode at 4:00. It's almost like a happy hour. You'll still have time to get ready to go out trick-or-treating with your costumes, and of course, go right into Halloween Havoc after that. Until next week, my friends, be kind to each other, be respectful. Remember, I love you always. Stat Boy out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Go fuck yourself.